Hi everybody, welcome to Cartography. My name is Sarah Pellegrin and I'm going to do a quick little welcome video here and talk about, introduce myself and talk about some good stuff to know for the class. So this will be short and hopefully give you a little introduction to what to expect. So just quickly what we'll cover, a little bit about me, how the class will work, and other stuff. And I realize I just said in the first slide and I said it again here, so you get it twice. So a little bit about me. You can just read this, but you may have had me before in a class. Others of you have not. I have a PhD in geography, and therefore I am by definition a geography nerd. I've been doing GIS for about the last 5 years, and I have a lot of practical work experience in it, as I was a field technician doing GIS data capture for public utilities. But I also have been teaching GIS here at CWC since spring of 2017. And I also lived in Lander at Sings Canyon Center for one summer and taught, so I have a bit of understanding of the context in which you guys all are living. Of course, I don't understand the snow. Well, I understand snow, but I don't live with snow. I live in Long Beach, California, which was my next point, actually based out of California. But obviously I can teach this class remotely and I love teaching you guys. Other thing to know about me is I live with my husband and I have a 7-month-old, and I love doing geography and teaching, so that is a bit about me. So a little on how this class will work. If you've had me before, again, you know I'm pretty thorough in all the information I put up on the Canvas page. I like to make sure everything can run as smoothly as possible without my having to fill in the gaps in person, since I can't be there, of course. So when you go on to the Canvas page, which hopefully you already have at this stage, you'll see that I've posted a course description and a calendar. At this stage, the syllabus is still pending. The syllabus is, for what technically speaking is the official document from the school, so sometimes that can take a little longer to run through the mill. But for all intents and purposes, the calendar and the course description have everything up that you need to know to get started. The course, of course, is run through Canvas, which is a great system for disseminating the information. I run all the modules and all the assignments through Canvas, so you'll see those open on the module side. And just a little overview of how the semester will work. We have 12 weeks to learn everything we possibly could know about cartography. Just kidding, of course, we'll learn what we can possibly get to in that amount of time. I divided it into 4 sections. Each section is roughly 2 to 4 weeks for each one. And again, look at the calendar. You can see specifically what we're covering. Each section will have its own assignment due date. So I normally run classes where I have assignments due every week, but for this class I've decided to make the due dates at the end of each section. So that means you may have, again, those 2 to 4 weeks to actually finish all the work. And you can look at the course description to see a little bit more about how I run that. The work consists mainly of lab work, so that's run through the textbook, online web courses through ESRI, which is Environmental Systems Research Institute. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that for those who don't know. And of course, mapping assignments, creating maps, critiquing maps, and then of course a final project. I'll also be recording lectures and posting other material that I find online that I think would be useful for supplementing the material. I also have a sort of a new and unique approach to due dates and late work, and I explain that in the course description. But basically, work has a due date, but it won't be marked down late. It won't be reduced in points if it's turned in late. Rather, you get a score based upon when you turn it in as a separate part of your score. So read that over online and let me know if you have questions. I've said it before, but look over the syllabus, well, not the syllabus quite yet, but the course description and the calendar, just to make sure you have everything, that you understand everything, we're all on the same page. And also, goes without saying, you should routinely check your CWC email, since I think all communication has to go through that now. There can't even be any outsourcing of email, I believe. But also regularly check Canvas. You cannot do this class and not check in on Canvas at least once a week, if not more often. So I encourage you to get to the habit of doing that. So a few other final notes. So this class will be run entirely on a software system called Arc Pro. Some of you may have worked with it, some of you may have not, and I know others of you actually have no GIS experience whatsoever, which is totally fine. Arc Pro is a really relatively easy and user-friendly system once you kind of get your bearings. But that is a software system. It's installed on the school computer at school. But if you want a version for your own personal laptop or home computer, you can have one. You just have to let me know and we'll get you set up with the appropriate accounts. On that note, if you are brand new to GIS or to studying it here at CWC, you will need to get it set up with the appropriate accounts and permissions. I know I emailed you guys that topic before last week and asked you to email me back if you didn't have any accounts and needed the instructions. So if you need the instructions, again, let me know and I'll email them to you. I pointed this out in the last lab, but learning is entirely achieved through directed lab work and online course modules, and also through creating your own maps. So there's a good workload here. I expect that the work should be, as I think all my homework is, it's fun, but it's also challenging, but fun. So you need to stay on top of it, but also I just like to see that you're trying and putting your effort into it and working to the best of your ability. Something else I'd like to really try and encourage people to, if you see anything or come across anything on the internet that you think is super interesting or awesome, post it on a discussion page and share it with your colleagues and we can talk about it. And this is just my general philosophy towards learning. I think new information is best absorbed and integrated when you're always seeking for ways to apply it to things that you love to do or things that you're studying and that you do on a daily basis. So whenever we're going through all this work, I know we're very specifically focused on map design, but just keep thinking about how does it apply to what you do? How can what you do be made better through making maps? And also always just send me emails. Emails are best. I tend to be running around a lot, doing odd jobs, doing other jobs out of the house that sometimes phone calls don't get answered as quickly. So I will endeavor to get back to you as soon as possible, but yeah, so send me an email or send me a text message or even give me a call, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, that's all for now. I look forward to further interactions with you over the semester and have a great day.